Welcome to the Interview Podcast, the voice of InterCT. InterCT's aim is to help young athletes become excellent individuals through the vehicle of soccer. Love the game, love to learn, and love to compete at InterCT.
Hi, everyone. Back with another Interview Podcast. I am Aaron Mazzola, and joining me today, I have Tom Robinson and Gene Smith. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Oh, good.
So this is the second podcast of 2024. And I think every podcast that I do now is going to be, this is the third podcast and this is the fourth.
That was a label on it. You're going to have to track it. Between me and you, we'll forget that easily.
Forget about that one. But it's going to be a short one, but I think the information in this podcast is very important and relevant to what we have going on within the club. Little brief overview. Coach Gene and Coach Ashley have been working towards a new league, new program for the girls coming in the spring 2024.
Fall 2024.
Fall 20. Sorry,
24, 25.
Yeah.
Dude, don't jump me up that quickly.
You're not ready now? Come on, Gene.
Not ready now. Not ready. We are doing things in the spring to benefit.
Yes, we are.
But the actual games will start.
Actual competition, fall 2024.
But this is in the aims of growing the girls program as a whole, and bettering the competition and matching what we have on the boys side. Although the boys side isn't miles ahead, we still want to make sure that each program, each side of the club is doing very well and healthy and growing at a good manner. So Gene, I'm no more butchering this program, no more butchering any of the words for me. I'd like to hand this off to you, Gene.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think, I think this is the point of this is to grow the girls program. So we'll be joining the DPL, which is the Developmental Premier League. It is basically under the umbrella of the Girls Academy League for people who know what that is. So that's that's kind of parallel to the ECNL, and all the acronyms that I just got into that last sentence. But really, the DPL is about showcasing players and providing opportunities for players and creating a national league, a developmental national league. So I think the difference is where people are like, well, what's the difference between DPL and regional programs? Well, the regional programs we play in Zone 1 Academy. Most of our regional programs play within the state against the best clubs in the state of Connecticut, which is fantastic. And we want to continue that, especially on the girls' side. But DPL is a national league. So we have a national tournament associated with it. It's down in Tampa, Florida. It's a mandatory event for the league. So kind of everybody goes down there. If you do well down there, then you move on, obviously with the hopes of winning a national championship. I don't think that will be our goal in the first year of competition, but it does provide that opportunity, and it does provide the college options. There's a lot of college coaches down there watching that event. The age groups for this league are U13 to U19. So from the pre-high school standpoint, we'll look for our regional teams to obviously be kind of pre-DPL programs from the pre-high school side moving into the league. And, it's really about maximizing the development of our players and creating a framework that has a proper vertical. Like the boys have a proper vertical on their side. We have our club-based teams into our regional teams into USL or whatever, we're doing. We want that proper vertical. As players want more or they get better, we want to have those opportunities to provide them. And same thing with the girls' side. We want to have that to provide. And I think going forward, it is something that's different. Not too many teams in the state of Connecticut offer it. So there is some travel associated with this league.
How many teams?
How many teams? So we're divided. The Northeast is divided basically into two different divisions. We will have 8 teams, I believe, when it all is said and done, when we start competition. Obviously there are 2 other Connecticut programs in there with us. And then we have some New York-based teams. We have some Massachusetts-based teams. Seacoast, Maine is a little bit of an outlier, but you know, they're in there as well. And then basically all of Long Island is their own division. So that's kind of how it works. Like we kind of connect with, you know, just across the border with one New York team, and then basically all of New York and Long Island is their own division, and then it's kind of us. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it was kind of, you know, kind of a labor of love to try to get it all off the ground and do all the paperwork and everything associated with it. But I think for the girls and the players that are looking for more, I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for them.
Yeah, that's great. And I've heard a lot of good things about the DPL, not just from you and Ashley, but I've, you know, some of the other coaches that I've spoken to about the DPL program are on board. They're with it. And
yeah,
it's, you know, it's great that we're able to bring it in now and kind of rival the boys side a little bit and grow that girls side into what we have, you know, big plans for. So, you know, I look forward to it. And are you sure you can't start in spring 20?
We can't start in the spring. We still have to do trial. I mean, that's the other piece of it, right? Like, so this will be, you know, obviously we want our players, you know, kind of being our first looks of who's going to be playing in the DPL. Again, it will include all our branches. So, you know, the access is, you know, Litchfield, Shelton, Milford, Norwalk. All players will be eligible. And then obviously we're hoping to attract players from outside Inter that, you know, have either been playing at a different level or a different club, things like that. We want this experience now. And maybe, you know, try to get them on board with this. So
great. Tom, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, for me, it's exciting. Just take it back a few years when I'd been here into Connecticut. I was here, Everton, America. And we had some good girls teams, and obviously we had some good coaches. Obviously, Freya Kuhn being one of the standout girls coaches that we had, who went on to have a very good career in professional women's coaching. And he's still a close friend of mine. But you know what we realized once Freya left us to you know go off on her journey is the girls program kind of got a little bit stagnant. He just sat there. You know, there was a consistent coaching change every couple of months. You know, it was never really like being able to take through. We had some really good high school teams, but nothing really young coming through. And then it kind of just like faded out a little bit. Like we still had teams, but it wasn't what it used to be. And one of the big things that Marty, credit to him, his driving force when we actually became into was like, one, we've got to show love to the girls that we want them to want to play it into Connecticut. Like a lot of the times with the girls program was, oh, my brother already plays here, I'll throw my daughter in. Right. Was kind of how it started off. And then now, you know, credit to Ashley, she did a good job of getting the girls in during the you know, the first few years of into Connecticut. And, you know, I think a big credit goes to Leon and Marty for bringing in Jean, you know, and kind of, you know, making it an attractive option to come to us here into Connecticut from the other side of the US. And kind of since he's been here, you've had some challenges thrown at you. Like I always joke, the first time I like physically like had a meeting with Jean, I'd met him a few times on the field, and I was like, all right, we're doing this Zone 1 Academy and it starts next week, and we need this, and we need this, and we need this. And it was always yeah, no worries, we'll make it work, instead of, oh, I'm not sure, like we're not ready. So like I like Gene's positivity, the way he looks at it, you know, wants to drive the girls to match. And, you know, one thing I really like at it now is it truly matches the boys side. The boys side does Zone 1 Academy for 7v7 and 9v9. The philosophy behind the Zone 1 Academy is you're supposed to have two teams, an A bracket and a B bracket. And as the rosters get larger, those two teams are hopefully going to field into one good team to play at whatever level. The girls' level will be DPL. The boys' level will be in the New England Academy South. And then if you're selected from that team, then you can jump into the, you know, the ECNL side of it, the ECRL side of it, that we compete in on the boys side as part of AC Connecticut. So, the structure is exactly the same, for that side. So it's very exciting. I am excited to see what new faces that brings in, what new opportunities that brings into the girls that, aren't just Norwalk. How does that affect the Litchfield girls, the Union girls, and giving those, that umbrella that they've never really had before. They started doing soccer within Connecticut so they could play Premier, and we've seen some of these girls and gone, wow, there's some good players there. Litchfield have had some 2010s down in Tampa when we was down there on the USL side playing with AC Connecticut. Now to have that just as our own, not having to send those girls to the other clubs is going to be really exciting. I think Gene will be a great driving force, as the head guy running it, and with Ashley there and Steve there, and Dwayne and Dave up in Litchfield, Pedro to an extent in Union. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how the spring brings in new faces, how it motivates our new players, because that's one thing that me and Aaron have always been able to say. If the kids are kids, they want to have fun, but the moment we say, hey, listen, we're evaluating you for this ECRL group, or I know the moment you can say that to the girls, it just, the mentality will change, because now they're like, oh, there's another level, there's another step, there's another, there's something else to do. And then when you start mentioning, oh, you can go do a tournament in Tampa, not only does it get the coaches excited, the parents excited, but the players as well. It's just something great that we've never really had. So yeah, no, I just want to take the time to say, Gene, congratulations. A lot
Thank
of
you.
hard work behind the scenes. We appreciate it. And we're here to support it and offer out as much help. But girls, if you listen to this, you've got a good person at the head here running it. He's gonna drive it forward. And I'm just excited to sit in the background and watch it grow, and then jump in if you need an assistant coach in Tampa.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I like going to Tampa.
Go to Phoenix too.
Go to Phoenix. I've never been there, so.
But no, I do think, again, like I said, I think the success of the regional teams is definitely one of those things that we looked at and said we can make this work, because the regional teams were very good, and keeping that regional side in there as well gives us that better structure, right? Where we have our club teams in our specific branches, Norwalk, Litchfield, Milford Shelton, like we have our specific club teams, and then the kids who want a different level, especially in the pre-high school age, the regional teams have been very, very good. They've been, they've competed very, very well in a top division in Connecticut. And then now, as we push towards the high school ages, it's the next step. It's exactly what you said. It's the next step is, well, we've done this, or you've been on a regional team. Now there's this other piece where you can really start to compete. And I also like the diversity of, I love the diversity of competition, where you get to play teams that you wouldn't necessarily play. And yeah, Seacoast, Maine is way out there, but how many times are we going to be able to play Seacoast, Maine? And, we only really have to play it once a year. So it's, I think having, that diverse experience, having Massachusetts teams in there, like one New York team, different clubs that we don't see a lot of, like New England Surf and places like that, it does give us something different. And I think like I said, I think it will be great for the girls. I think it will be a good experience. We definitely have the right staff. We definitely have the right people here at Inter to do it. So it's all looking good. It's just, now it's got to come together. Now we got to do tryouts. Now we got to do all these things and, get it rolling.
Definitely. Yeah, very exciting. I second that, what you said about playing different teams as well. Like on the boys side, we're and even the girls side to an extent, like 9v9, 7v7, we're currently all about trying to grow Connecticut soccer. But there is a point where, like for ourselves, myself, I guess, if I look back to how many times I've coached against AC Connecticut and Chelsea Piers in the 9 years that I've coached here, like I can tell you exactly what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So to go and play against a different team, and especially when you get to that high school level, it's such a good opportunity. And the boys do the same thing. We had the same coach Anthony down in Delaware. He goes down, he kind of goes that way. So like, well, you guys are a little bit more in the north kind of area. Yeah. Our one is more southern Jersey into Delaware. So Coach Anthony knows the New Jersey Turnpike pretty well, and it sounds like you guys will know the 95 going
Yeah.
that way up there. So
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see again, like when it all comes together in Tampa for the showcase. I mean, obviously, depending on what brackets you're in and things like that, they definitely try to diversify those brackets as well. See teams that you don't play. So, you know, we won't go down to Tampa and play the same team that we play during the year. You know, we'll see we might even see the other side of the country, right, or the West Coast or the South and things like that. You know, I might hit some of my old nemesis like Top Hat and Tormenta and places like that. But you know, these are all really good things. And like I said, I again, it's providing different opportunities. It's providing the correct vertical for the girls of having, you know, a step up process versus, you know, you hit a regional team and then that's kind of it.
Yeah, no, I think it's spot on. I think it's really exciting. Yeah, it's ideal what we want. You know, we want it to be equal opportunities, boys, girls, whatever. You know, everything has the opportunity for those kids that want to just play local soccer and just play inside your town. Great, we can facilitate that, make it work. If you want to try and make the next step, and now we've got all the way to the top. So you know, we no longer. And it was one thing that used to drive me insane when we was Everton Americans. Oh, we've done a great job. Now we're going to hand our best players off to another program because we can't take them as far as we need to. Well, no, we can do that. You can realistically start soccer at 4 years old with Coach Leon in adventure soccer and go all the way through, until you finish high school with us. So very exciting. You know, congratulations to Gene. I thoroughly mean that. I'm excited to see it running. Exciting to see, like I said, the tryouts. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. And then
the release is done on social media. So if anybody, like, if they haven't seen it yet, we've released it. We've, you know, DPL, it's on their social media as well. We'll get the tryouts going, like pay attention to those dates. Obviously we'll put it out to our club and then we'll put tryout dates on social media. And yeah, we have until the fall to get it going. Yeah. So
it goes fast, man. I can't believe we're at the end of January already. So
I can't believe I haven't been here for a year yet. Like, I'm still not on my full year. I feel like I've been here for 3 years.
we might have to make you drive back and drive just to right. That should be content. If we keep trying to grow this YouTube, we should all fly back to Montana and just do a drive across country.
Definitely.
All right, appreciate it, man. Aaron, wrap us up, big man. You're on mute.
I was muted.
There it is.
We have a lot of very interesting and important things coming up in 2024. On both sides and all branches, we are looking to grow the club in the best means that we possibly can, not just acquiring or partnering with teams just to grow the club. We want the right opportunities, and the DPL, ECNL, USL, Select, whatever it may be, these are the right programs that we want to invest our time and put our players in, invest our coaches in. So, you know, we have a lot coming in 2024. And one of them may be the podcast. Maybe it's a global nationwide thing here now.
I think if we start getting sponsorships for that might be the time we officially just retire it. Could you imagine if someone sponsors us for this? Like,
get a studio.
If I ever sit here with a microphone, I think I'm done.
I want the big microphone. But thank you all for listening. And like always, promote this podcast. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. And we want to continue doing this. If everybody likes it, I think we like it, you know, so there's a lot of good information on here. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact us, please. With that being said, everyone enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you all very soon. And thanks for listening. Take care,
guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Interview Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our website, www.interctfc.com.